This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. I'm joined by Adam Smith here in London. Adam, good to see you. Proudly wearing a shirt of your new boxing venture, Summit Sports. Straight into it. Talk to me about Summit Sports. What are you bringing into boxing now and into a wider field as well?
Absolutely, yeah. Boxing alongside motorsport, alongside gamers and influencers, and we're hoping also to add football down the line. I came together with Ollie Weingarten. Actually, I thank Ben Shalom for the introduction. Obviously, Ollie worked with Ben at Boxer, and I worked closely with Ben too. And Ollie and I think, along with Duncan and Ben and Oakley and Sarah and everybody that's involved right from the beginning with Summit, we got a vision, and our vision is to help athletes in the best possible way. They're my heroes. I'm not sure about you, Andy, but for me, fighters are my heroes, and also tennis players, footballers, cricketers. I've always looked up to the sportsmen and women, and I've counted myself very fortunate that I've had the luck and maybe the road, the journey to be able to commentate on so many, great athletes. And now I want to give back. I've been through a life-changing experience, a life-saving experience with my bladder cancer, and I'm here, I'm healthy, and I'm back, and I'm ready to really help give back. That's what I want to do, and I believe that Summit will have the right credentials. We've got a very powerful team, we've got a very kind team, a genuine and authentic team, and I think a team that wants to help. So I'll be working really, really closely with fighters that we sign, guiding them not only through their boxing journey. Duncan's got the management license on the team. For me, I'm the director of boxing talent. I'm out there to look for talent. I'm out there to bring talent to us. I'm out there to work in a really close way, hopefully a really trusting way, so I can bring something back to them. I can help advise them on maybe some of the ups and downs they're going to face down the road, and prepare them for a life after as well as a life during their career. But yeah, what we offer at Summit is, everything: commercial, legal, holistic, mental health. Advice in different ways outside of the boxing career, but also trying to steer their path in the best possible way to make them into the stars they want to become. And yeah, if they don't quite make that, maybe we can put our arms around them and help them in a defeat, in a bad moment in their career as well, because we're all human beings. We all have our ups and downs, and I think it's good to be honest, be transparent, and to work really closely with them. So listen, I'll be cheering them from the rafters and helping out as close as I can be, whether it's young Joshua, who's one of our carders, or Naraldo, who's going to be one of our fighters, and many other fighters to come. We've got some big announcements coming soon, and I'm just really pleased that everyone's come out tonight, and it's a celebration. Summit Sports is launched. We're really, really excited about it, and we really want to give back.
Adam, you obviously have an invaluable amount of knowledge when it comes to boxing in particular. On the management or the advisory side of things, there's a number of management companies out there within the sport currently. It's a very competitive market. What's going to separate you from the rest?
That's a really good question, Andy, and you always give me good questions because we go back a long way. There's plenty out there, we know that. Ball Ready's got a great business, 258, Wasserman. There's so many out there that are already doing it. I'm not into the competition. I want to do what's right for us, for Summit, and the people we look after. If people want to come and work with us and they're not with the other companies, then great. If they don't, we wish them well. I've talked to lots of fighters over the last few weeks, months since I've come back from my illness, even a number of fighters that wished me well during my hospital days, which was amazing. And I just want them all to do well. And it doesn't matter if whoever they're with, good luck to them. What can we do differently? We can just do the best we can possibly do. And I think that I care, I genuinely care. I think I've got the advice in the media, broadcasting, boxing world to help out. I think Ollie's got the commercial, legal and entrepreneurial background. He's a fantastic businessman. Ben brings his creator skills. He's got a whole load of gamers, and they're in the business. They're going. We're green light to go with them. Oakley's helping him out on that side. Sarah's going to be a fantastic ops manager, and she's going to orchestrate all of this together, I believe. And Duncan is on the other side. He's an athlete. He's a former basketball player. He's got amazing amounts of strength and conditioning experience behind him. He's been in the corners of the likes of Lawrence Okoli. He's worked with Joshua Boazzi and Ellie Scotney. So he's entrenched in boxing in modern times. I'm entrenched in it in a longer period of time, but I think all of our skills together will blend into something really strong for Summit. So I'm looking at what we can do and how we can help athletes and I believe, you know, as good if not better than anybody else, and I hope that we can, you know, start amazing journeys with them. And I'm just really excited because that's what I've always wanted to do, Andy. I've worked with Sky Scholars before, with Savannah Marshall, with Daniel Altmaier, and I've got a chance to work really, really closely, and you know, in a more day-to-day capacity with them. And so, any advice or help or encouragement I can give them, and any days they want to just get on the phone and say, "Hey, I'm not feeling great today, Adam. Can you help me?" I'm there. I'm at the end of a phone, and I'm really, really excited about it.
Adam, I also haven't had a chance to catch up with you since another new venture of yours was announced. You're obviously teaming up with GBM. Tell us about your role with them as you foray back into multiple roles within boxing.
Yes, and I think I've always wanted to do something with a promotional company. Worked very closely with Ben recently at Boxer. Obviously, I've worked very, very closely with Eddie for many years at Matchroom, and the Warrens as well. And I'm a big admirer and fan of George and Frank. And so I've worked with a lot of the big guns, and the Salons are great friends of mine as well at Wasserman. But I think I wanted to help someone new that's coming through. I've known Izzy before, my Sheffield links with Johnny, and he came up to me a few weeks back, and he was at the Johnny Nelson Foundation dinner. He said, "Do you want to commentate on one of my shows?" I said, "I hear they're amazing." I went. I was blown away by the GBM show. It was a big feel entertainment, right? And 50-50 fights and young prospects, and it was just a great night. And I said to Izzy, "Look, if you want me to give you a hand with something," and we got talking. We worked on another show in Coventry, and suddenly we got together, and Al Siesta came in, and I've always wanted to work with Al, and we sort of passed each other like ships in the night a bit. So I think we've got a really, really interesting team at GBM, at Summit too, but at GBM Sports. Mitch Costello is a really good guy who's Izzy's right hand, and I worked with Mitch's dad many years ago. He was a floor manager. He worked really closely with us at Sky, worked with the boxers really closely. He was a great guy, Lee, and we lost him too soon, and he left behind a young boy in Mitch. So it's an incredible story how we combine again. So that brought me to Izzy. I think Izzy is passionate. I think he's all in. I think he's smart. I think he's got the charisma that I want to see. And I think he's building a great business with GBM. So I want to, jump on board and help out and try and, steer them maybe through the waters and help them to maybe the next level and try my best with them. So yeah, GBM's really exciting from a promotional point of view. There's a link to Summit. Maybe we can help some young fighters get through to the GBM stage and beyond. And Izzy's got some really, really big ambitions, and so have I. I want to be involved in exciting, interesting ventures, and I want to help, as I said, I want to help athletes, I want to help fighters, and I believe I can do that through Summit and through GBM, and also have the mic in my hand occasionally too.
Obviously, Adam, you'll know Izzy's plans a lot better than what we will, obviously having done those meetings and speaking to him personally. Given your links to Sky Sports in the past and given their involvement in boxing, do you think at any point you might cross paths again and Izzy might want to try and get his shows broadcasted across the Sky Sports platforms? Is that anything which internally you may have discussed?
GBM are ruthlessly ambitious, and they want a platform broadcasting wise on TV. We have TalkSport YouTube, which is fantastic. I think it's an amazing platform, and I think we can grow from there. There's a load of platforms out there. There's DAZN, which is absolutely fantastic. My good friend Mike Ridd out there, who I know is going to be part of DAZN's makeup going forward in a massive way. Eddie's obviously with them. The whole Frank and George and Eddie in Saudi. DAZN are massive in it. Sky Sports cut me in half and I bleed Sky. Jonathan Licht and the team are amazing at Sky Sports. They've got a big deal with Boxer. They've got fantastic shows they're putting on. They had Tasha Jonas and Michaela Mayer. They had Boazzi and Dan Aziz. They've got Wardley and Clarke this weekend. I'm fortunate enough to be on the mic for or helping out with TalkSport. But Sky doing some amazing stuff. Lauren Price world title fight coming up. So Sky, Boxer and Top Rank are great. You've got Wasserman and Channel 5. You've got TNT and the Warrens at Queensbury. You've got DAZN and Eddie. As I said, my good friend Mike Ridd out, his sister Sarah is working with us at Summit. There's lots of great links, and I think the most important thing is that the fighters and the fans, and I've always said that when I was at Sky, the fighters and the fans benefit. I think with all these people involved, it can only be good for boxing. So yeah, GBM, of course they want to go to the top, but Sky have got their contracts with Boxer, and Ben's doing a fantastic job with them. Top Rank are doing a wonderful job in America. they've got their deals. So too has TNT with Queensberry. So too have DAZN and Matchroom. So, we've got TalkSport YouTube. It's a fantastic platform. It's a big platform. We'll be just on the Simon and Jim show last week. We love TalkSport as a platform. BBC Radio 5, there's BBC, there's ITV may come in, and there's lots of alternatives. But GBM are very, very ambitious. So let's see where we go with them. And but today's all about Summit, and it's celebrating our launch of Summit Sports, and Ollie and us and the team are really excited about that. So really looking forward to getting going with all these different things. I'm just pleased to be healthy and back, Andy.
Adam, just one question away from this, and in terms of boxers, we speak about them. There's obviously been a few articles come out from the Times in terms of some potential dealings which might have gone on behind the scenes with Ben Shalom and Mazza Majid and what have you. What have you made of all these articles which have come out from the Times, especially given your past working relationship with Boxer and Ben Shalom?
I worked with Ben Shalom because I was a broadcaster for Sky Sports. I worked closely with Ben on building up his stable over the first year and a half until I got ill, and it was fantastic. We had a great, we had signed with Caroline Dubois and Ben Whittaker and Lauren and Karras and Fraser and Adam Azim. It's got a great stable going there, and what's written in the Times is written in the Times. I mean, I'm not working for Sky Sports anymore. I don't work for Boxer, but what I do know is that Sky are an unbelievable sporting platform, the best in Britain, bar none. And I love working with them for 30 years. And I really enjoyed my time with Ben, who I'm hugely supportive of at Boxer. They've got a fantastic show on Sunday, and onwards and upwards with it. So no, I'm not in a position to talk about that sort of stuff. I work with Summit, I work with GBM, and I'm on my own now. But all I can do is say that I've worked with Ben, and I've absolutely loved working with him. And now I work with Izzy, and I just try and do my job, Andy. You know me, and that's that. And I did that with Sky for the best of my ability, and I miss my Sky guys, and I'll see the big game on Sunday when I work with TalkSport. But I just try and do as best job as I can, and that's what I'm interested in the fighters, the athletes, and hopefully giving back to the fans too. That's I think you know me, Andy. I think that's what you know what I'm about.
Sunday, Adam, Wardley-Clarke, what goes down in that main event?
It's a terrific fight. One day I wake up and I think Fabio wins. One day I wake up I think Fraser wins. Fraser's got the pedigree. I've known him forever. He's got the amateur skill set to win this fight, but he hasn't really shone as a professional yet, whereas Fabio, totally different, has really shone. He's got massive momentum. He's got more professional experience behind him. He's got the glint in his eye. I think he really fancies this, but I think Fraser thinks this is his coming out party. So look, I'm working for TalkSport, sitting firmly on the fence. It's a brilliant fight. It's a 50-50.
Just one man I want to get your thoughts on is Anthony Joshua. Obviously, we caught out on that stunning victory against Francis Ngannou. He's sat pretty at the minute, waiting for his next opportunity. Where do you think he goes next? On the back of his last two performances, how do you think he fares against, say, the winner of Tyson Fury or Alexander Usyk?
I love the fact that AJ's back. It's absolutely brilliant for boxing. Eddie's so excited. It's a great team they've got, and they'll plan with Freddie the next move. I'd like to see him fight someone like Hrgovic. I think he should fight within the next 2 or 3 months. I don't think he should wait till the autumn, but obviously with Fury and Usyk's a situation in May that's got to come, and that's a huge fight, the biggest fight in boxing. But AJ's performance against Ngannou was dramatic and stunning, and I thought he'd win. I didn't think he'd win as emphatically as that, but it just shows the link up he's got with Ben Davison is great. Anthony Joshua is a fantastic fighter, and he could definitely become a 3-time heavyweight champion of the world, and he'll be in the big fights with Usyk and Fury again. And but I'd like to see him fight, someone like a Hrgovic, I guess. Look, he can fight anyone, a Wilder, a Dubois, anyone. But I want to see him keep busy. And I think him and Ben are a match made in heaven.
Final one from me, Adam. I've known you for about 10 years. I've been interviewing you for 7 or 8 years. In that time, I've brought up Eddie and Frank on numerous occasions to yourself. Is it strange? Is it weird seeing them both get on there?
I like both of them. Always have, always will, in different ways. And Frank and I worked together back in the day, and it's a pleasure to knock on the door of his Arsenal box occasionally and put my head in. And I really like George. I think he's doing a great job for the business. Really smart guy. I'm very close to Frank Smith and Eddie, as you know. Eddie always told me he wouldn't, really cross eyes with Frank, and I think it was probably the same the other way around. Hats off to Turkey and Dr. Rakan for getting them together. And I always thought when Frank and Eddie got together, they'd get on. Barry thought that, I thought that. They love boxing too much, they love fighters too much, and they might be slightly different generations. But it's interesting watching it all, Barry, Frank, Eddie, George, Frank Smith. I think it's fantastic for the sport, it's brilliant, and the fighters are benefiting, and it's great, isn't it? Isn't it brilliant? Strange things happen in boxing, but we're all one big family, really. And do you know what I want to say finally, Andy, is thank you to all of them for their support they gave me through my cancer battle, because whether it was Frank and George's messages, whether it was Eddie, who was one of the first people to see him in hospital, Ben was one of the next, Frank Smith has been unbelievable all the way through. They've been incredible to me, all of that lot, the Sauerlands, everybody. And I want to, just take this opportunity to thank them, because there's a lot of people who say, boxing's very, the knives are always out, a lot of criticism flying around, but there's some really good people in there as well. I'll tell you something else. Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Dillian White, Derek Chisora, all the top heavyweight names, David Hay, all of those guys. Thank you for your support.
Adam, it's a pleasure to talk to you tonight. It's good to see you back in boxing on a more permanent basis. I'm looking forward to seeing how these ventures both grow, and thank you for speaking to me. I'll see you around soon.
Cheers, Andy. A pleasure as always.